Chapter 7, Iced Out. The next home game arrives as usual, but you're nowhere near the ice as the starting whistle chimes. Instead of watching the players, you're heading through the halls, muttering to yourself as you scroll through your phone. Come on already, Hunter. Just answer my texts. You frown as you skim over the dozens of messages you've sent him this past week, none of which have received a reply. Are we going to talk about what just happened yesterday? Seriously? That's how much I'm into you? At least have the decency to break it off to my face. Hockey players are the worst. You try to push down your feelings of frustration, but it's no use. Hooking up with Hunter was a mistake. I should have seen this coming. And I'm sure as hell going to make sure he regrets it as much as me. He's stalking to the gym to find Hunter rehabbing all by himself. His body's covered in sheen of sweat as he pushes himself to the limit and beyond. 118, 119, 120. I finally found you. You have some serious explaining to do. You slam the door behind you and cross the room in 3 long strides, planting yourself at his feet. You cross your arms and glare. Stop what you're doing and face me like a man. I've met toddlers with more emotional maturity than you. He pauses just long enough to look up at you, sweat dripping from his brow. Can we not do this right now? I'm kind of busy. Just like you've been too busy all week to answer even one text? He has the decency to look ashamed of himself, but that doesn't stop him from speeding up his reps. You're the one who came up with this rehab plan. I'm just following orders. You pull the pin from the weight, so he's forced to stop. All the weights go clattering to the floor. He leaps to his feet. What the hell? Hunter? I thought you were supposed to be some kind of god of, we had a connection. Forcing this guy on me, seriously. Ugh. I don't understand why you're acting like this after what we shared. Don't, Jules. But don't what? Have feelings? Talk to a man I recently slept with? You can see the struggle taking place inside of him, but he doesn't back down. It's not like that, I'm just busy right now. A text takes 2 seconds. If I want to go back on the ice, I have to focus on myself. That's all there is to it. He slides the pin back into the weights and drops to the bench to begin a rep of leg curls. You stand back and watch as he pumps the first few out, then falters as a wave of pain crashes over him. Damn it, Hunter, you can't just keep pushing so hard. Watch me. He grits his teeth and goes on for another round, but as you step closer and run a hand over his thigh, even though your touch is strictly medical, there's no disguising the electric pulse. I can't focus if you're touching me. I'm saying this as your trainer. Unless you rest, you're only making things worse for yourself. I can't. Underneath your hand, you can already feel some of the tightness starting to loosen. You gently squeeze his thigh. I'm here to help. I can treat your pain if you'll let me. Then maybe I can get some kind of explanation out of him. A cloud of expression descends on his brow, making him look angry, annoyed, resigned. I'd rather do this on my own terms, but you're the boss. If you really think it'll speed my recovery, I'll try anything. Treat Hunter's pain. Trust me, Hunter, if there's one thing I know, it's how to keep hockey players on the ice. It's keeping them in my life that's the hard part. You point at the floor and order him down. On your back before you go any further. I want to test your range of motion. Why does this sound like something I'm gonna regret? He grunts as he stretches out on the floor. His arms propped behind his head and his knees bend. You reach for his left calf and lift his leg, pushing gently as you stretch his thigh as far as it'll go. Damn it, that hurts. Then you're actually admitting it out loud. Someone alert the newspapers. The great Hunter Malik has a weakness. Glances at you with an inscrutable expression. I feel like the same way everyone else does, Jules. I just don't yammer on about it all the time. As you run your hand up his thigh, you can feel some of his tightness already starting to ebb away. For all of his big talk, there's something about your touch that soothes him. Listen, I think that's every dude. lift his leg into my lap. You scoot a few inches closer and pull his leg between your lap, and he grunts but doesn't fight you as you pin his foot under your ass. This is a new technique. My last trainers never sat on me. She probably should have. Force is the only way to get you to accept what you need. You use both hands to rub his thigh as deep and as hard as you can. And what do I need? Bruises up and down my leg? Don't be such a baby. If I remember correctly, you kinda liked when it hurt. Your fingers stray higher instead of fighting against the sensation of your touch. He groans and allows his legs to fall open. The flexing muscles of his thighs are nothing compared to the hard, hot bulk of him, or the way he continues to soften underneath your touch. Is that an invitation? Do you need one? Yes, actually, I do. From the way you've been acting all week, I thought you were done with me. A pain grimace crosses his face, but you suspect it has nothing to do with the way you're driving your thumbs into his groin. It's not what you think. How would you know what I think? You won't even answer my text. To say what? That I'm sorry I almost lost the game for the team? That I blew my big chance on the ice? Your hands stop at the top of his leg. Wait, this whole thing is because you're mad at hockey? I'm not mad at hockey, I'm mad at myself. I got hurt doing something stupid. Lori warned me again and again to control myself, but I refused to listen. And the worst part is the jerk had the nerve to give me the game puck after their 2-1 win. Are you trying to tell me you're embarrassed Lori made you feel weak? You haven't even thought about what happened in the shower? You're embarrassed. Are you embarrassed because the team won without you? Of course not. I'm embarrassed because Lori was right. The guy like that are always trying to put guys like me in their place. So your solution is to what? Take it out on me? What? No, I never... He grabs you by the shoulders and grips you so firmly that you can feel the impressions of each fingertip. Tingles move up and down your body with a pressure and from his proximity. I don't regret 1 second of what we did, Jules. But this whole thing reminded me that one wrong injury and I'm out, not for a game, but for my whole career. He slides his hands down your arms, still holding you as though he's afraid to let go. If I lose my chance at a professional hockey career, what's left for me? What's left is anything you set your mind to. I only known you a short while, but I'm pretty sure that when you want something, really want it, you're not the kind of man who gives up easily. You soften into a smile as you think about his aggressive pursuit of you, how much you've enjoyed it. In case you forgot, you had me moaning in a shower just a week ago. As his fingers continue digging into your arms, you start to relent towards him. Poor Hunter, he's not used to people accepting him for who he is. So, where does that leave us? I don't know. Everything is a house of cards right now. One wrong move and it'll all come crashing down. He drops his hold on you as soon as the connection is lost. A hard look settles on the gorgeous features of his face. I have to be good enough for me, you. That's not going to change just because you give me one hell of a thigh massage. His words hit like a slap to the face. You stare at him, stunned. Hunter. My thigh massages are the only thing keeping you on the ice right now, in case you forgot. I'm the one who decides your fate for the next few games. You give up the pretense of working his hamstring with a glare. Push me too far and you won't like how long I keep you benched. He meets your glare and returns it with one of his own. I'm not one pursuing 2 hockey players at once. You tell me who's pushing who around here. Your eyes meet in a hot stare down that shows no signs of abating. Even though something seems to have shifted between you, it's not enough to breach the gap. Your attention is drawn by the sound of the team tumbling down the hallway. You peek through the door to find everyone looking exhausted and dispirited. Uh-oh, that doesn't look like a winning team. That game was BS. That's one way to put it. Someone better get Coach's soapbox out. The speech is going to be a long one. Guess we're done here. Glance over your shoulder as Hunter gets ready to join the team for the post-game breakdown, which isn't going to be fun for any of us. As you stand at the back of the locker room as Coach Howie launches into a speech, your mind and body is a whirl of conflict. There's no good way to put this. A 5-0 loss like this one should make you ashamed of yourselves. I've never seen anything like it. Passes dropped, shots missed, fouls flying. Although you can hear the couch Howie continuing to rant, you tune out most of what he's saying. Things with Hunter are even worse than before. He's acting like he didn't even know the stakes before he started this thing. And then he has the nerve to blame me for it. You're so lost in the thought you didn't notice the whole team milling him around the locker room, muttering themselves as they change. Well, talk about getting ripped a new one. I had root canals that were more pleasant. Ones without anesthesia. Is everything alright, Jules? You've been standing there staring into space for a while. You glance up to find Laurie standing in front of you, a worried pucker to his brow. Sorry, Laurie, I was just lost in my thoughts. Even though you're desperate to talk about Hunter with someone you know better than to involve Laurie. Let's just say it's been a long day. You're lucky you missed most of the game. It was ugly out there. You reach out and touch his arm. I should be the one consoling you. A loss like that can't have been easy. We had an off day, that's all. It's not like we're going to give up after a setback. Something about the way he's watching you makes you think he knows more about you and Hunter than he's letting on. But you push the feelings aside. Does that mean the team is heading to the bar to drink away the pain? Actually, we had something better in mind. What's better than drowning our sorrows? Laurie slides on his clothes. He hooks his thumb over his shoulder where Alex, Luke, and Sean are changing in their street clothes. We were thinking about hitting a rage room. Sledgehammer, a bunch of breakable garbage, a brutal loss like this one. What could possibly go wrong? Are you serious? It sounds an amazing way to clear your heads. Hell yeah, it does. I can already hear the pottery shards crashing. Just then, Hunter pulls open the locker door. Luke takes one look at the glower on his face and tosses a dirty towel at him. You should come with us, Hunter. Show us what you've got. Yeah, no. I have a strict no fun until I'm healed policy. What? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Seriously, dude. If anyone ever looked like they needed a break to break something, yeah, tell him, Laurie. Make him do it for the team. Laurie stares at Hunter for a long moment before shaking his head. Actually, I respect Hunter's dedication on this one. I think Hunter should do what feels right. You try to catch Hunter's eye, but he stubbornly refuses to look your way. An athlete has to respect their own boundaries, including rage room ones. I don't need you guys to stand up for me. Laurie flashes Hunter a pitying smile. In that case, I hope you heal up soon. Hunter shoves the last of his things into the bag and slings it over his shoulder. Enjoy your night, I'm out. As Hunter storms away, Sean lets out a soft snort. Ugh, of all of us, that guy needs a rage room the most. Bah, who needs him? I'll smash his chair. I'll take a piece of that action. All four of them turn to you with hopeful expressions. Well, Jules, what do you say? Ready to blow off some steam? Please say you'll come. Everything is better when you're there. Forget Hunter in a rage room. I'm in. Smashing things up is exactly what I need right now. I can't always pretend it's Hunter's stupid walls I'm taking down. Shouldn't he be worried about Laurie? Just saying. Isn't he supposed to be her boyfriend now? Your breath catches as you and the rest of the team step into the rage room. Tantalizingly breakable items line the wall, just waiting for you to take them out. Oh, this is it. I found heaven. I'm never leaving here. You have serious anger issues. Have you considered getting help for that? I am getting help. Someone hand me a sledgehammer. Laurie laughs, steps forward, his hands up to prevent everyone from jumping right in. I hate to go all team captain on you, but no one's smashing anything until we have some safety gear on. I'm with Laurie on this one. It's all fun and games until someone loses their eye. Oh, look. Our parents are worried about us. Someone has to take care of the team. We're lucky to have a woman like Jules in our corner. Oh, you guys are going to make me cry. You're still feeling flush from Laurie's compliment as everyone starts to slip on coveralls and goggles set aside for your use. Laurie grabs enough gear for both of you and dangles the goggles playfully in front of you. Why do I get the feeling there's only one of us who's gonna look any good in these? Ask him to suit me up, dress him with my own two hands. Why not? As your trainer, it's my duty to make sure you're properly suited up. Hold still. Since when are you so controlling? You hold up the coveralls and gesture for Laurie to step into them. As he draws closer, his chest bumps yours, you can feel the rise and fall of his breathing. I'm not controlling, I just want to keep our star player in tip-top shape. You reach for the zipper of his coveralls and slide it up the length of his body. With each touch of your fingers, his breath grows more ragged. Don't worry, if decades of hockey haven't broken me, I doubt a few shards of glass will do it. I can't help it. A body like yours is worth protecting. As you reach for your own coveralls and slip them on, he watches you with an intense, penetrating look. Told you. You put the rest of us to shame. Not me. I never look hotter than when I'm wielding a weapon. You turn to find the rest of the team suited up and already hoisting their sledgehammers. Sean holds out a sledgehammer to you. So, what happens now? We just unleash Alex like a tornado, or... I feel like we should dedicate our first smash to something special. In that case, I dedicate mine to the next-door neighbor's car alarm. Does it really need to go off every morning at 6 a.m.? Alex isn't wait for a reaction before she swings her hammer at a stack of plates. Pieces scatter an explosion of porcelain and sound. Oh damn, that felt good. My turn. I'm breaking this lamp for my ex. I don't mind that she just stole my heart. But did she also have to take my favorite hoodie too? Luke lifts the sledgehammer over his head and brings it down onto the lamp. You have to duck out of the way of the flying shards. Good one. Me next. I dedicate this to my first hockey coach, who laughed at me when I told him about my dream of going pro someday. She swings her hammer like a baseball bat against an old sink. Who's laughing now, Coach Baxter? You and Laurie share a quick glance. He nods for you to go next. I'm only here for moral support. This one's all you, Jules. I dedicate this to people who send mixed messages, the old me who was afraid to go after what she wants, the team that kicked our asses. People who send mixed messages. You conjure up an image of Hunter and channel all your anger. You know, you should conjure up a message or, vision of Laurie, too. He kind of did the same thing. You don't get to take me up against a shower wall and then ignore me. That's not how I roll. You use both hands to lift the sledgehammer and aim it at a rusted chandelier. Your arms ache as you make impact, but the explosion of light is worth every strain. Now that's what I'm talking about. Alex's battle cry sets the whole group off into a frenzy of aggression. Sledgehammers fly, shouts of glee fill the air as everyone starts swinging in every object within reach. That's for ignoring me. That's for making it hard to do my job. That's for keeping me up at night. Your hip bumps against Laurie's as you both step towards a pedestal holding a bust of some old ancient philosopher. Oops, you can take this one. No way. This guy kind of looks like that fan who threw a hot dog at you last season. You deserve to take him out. I actually totally forgot about that. It took me weeks to get the mustard stains out. Laurie drops a hand to your back and lets it rest there for a long pause. Prickles of sensation move outward from his touch. Show him what you do to people who just disrespect you. Throw it against the wall. Hold this for a second. You hand Laurie your sledgehammer, your fingers whispering over his as you pass the tool over. Going for the gold on this one? Always do. You pick up the bust, turn it to face the wall, lifting it over your head, and you launch it at the wall. Oh, look at that aim. Damn, Jules. If you ever need a new career, I know a hockey team that could use an athlete like you. No way. I leave that up to the professionals. As you turn to beam triumphantly at him, he notices a stray shard of glass on your clothes. Uh-oh, you have a little something right here? He leans close to pluck the glass away. As his fingers run along your shoulder, your breath catches. There's something so gentle and caring about his touch. What about the class and other places? What other kind of places are we talking about? Bro, come on now. You let your voice drop to a low murmur as you shimmy closer to him. There's something between here and my cleavage. You angle your body so only he can see all the way down your top. He obliges with a low, rumbling laugh. I'm on to your tricks, Jules. Despite his words, he lets his hand linger a moment. The warm pressure of his fingers spark a fire deep inside of you. You step back, breathless and a little dizzy, as you lift the sledgehammer one more time and your arms start to weaken under the strain. What's wrong? Running out of juice already? Hey, we're all not all professional athletes over here. You guys have way more stamina than I do. Oh, that's what my exes always say. I'm pretty sure they use a lot more swear words than that. Alex pretends to swing the sledgehammer at Sean, who easily sidesteps, and as you watch them, Laurie slides up behind you and wraps his arms around your torso. Let me help them, Jules. I got stamina enough for both of us. Your stamina is all I can think about. You arch into him, letting your ass curve against him until your whole body feels on fire. The thought of your stamina is what keeps me up at night, or gets me up in the morning, keeps me up all day, and helps me fall asleep at night. He groans as he moves his hands up your arms and helps you to lift the sledgehammer one last time. You're killing me over here. You're more grateful than words can say as he helps you knock out the last of the breakables. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this on my own, or how much longer I can resist having Laurie hold me like this. Everyone starts stripping off their safety gear and crunching over the broken bits littering the floor. Well, Jules, did we get your mind off things that have been weighing you down? You think of Hunter and how he stormed away without even giving you or the team a chance. You missed a good time and even better opportunity with me. You definitely did. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing I have to occupy my mind now is you. Even though she's thinking of another man when she said that. The rest of the team heads home in a whirl of chatter and excitement, leaving you and Laurie alone in the parking lot. You look beat. Need a ride home? You glance at your watch, surprised at how late it is and how exhausted you are. I didn't realize how tiring it is to be ignored by one hockey player and treated like royalty by the other. You sure you don't mind? It's no problem. I can drive you back tomorrow morning so you don't have to worry about leaving your car at the rink. Well, in that case, yes, please. Having a superstar chauffeur is the treat I didn't know I needed. His hand is light on your back as he propels you towards his car. He opens the door and waits for you to slide into his luxurious interior. Since when are you such a gentleman? I've got a few surprises in me yet. You're quiet as he starts the car and heads in the direction of your apartment. After a few minutes, you can feel him staring at you. Knock, knock. Is this one of your surprises that you decided on stand-up comedy as your backup career? The correct answer is who's there? Absolutely not. I refuse to play this game. Fine. Then why do ice hockey players wear numbers? Not this one either. Because it's impossible to identify them from their dental records. Oh, that was horrible. But anyway, despite yourself, a laugh bubbles up in your throat. Laurie hears it and gives your knee a quick squeeze. See? I knew your good mood was still in there somewhere. Laurie, your dad jokes are so not hot. Whoever told you they were was lying. It might surprise you to know that I don't always care about being hot. He casts you a sideways glance. Sometimes I just want to be there for someone I care about. Your heart gets a sudden surge. Laurie has always been kind, but this seems to be different somehow. I'm here to help, Jules. If that means making you smile, that's good. And if it means making you laugh, that's even better. You're always been good at that part. Laurie pulls up outside your apartment. Even though the mood in the car is lighter now, Laurie's gaze feels heavy. I can't help noticing that you were working off a lot of rage back there. This has something to do with what happened in the locker room, doesn't it? It's complicated, and I've been under a lot of pressure lately. If you want to talk, I know a thing or two about pressure. He pulls the car to a stop in front of your house. With the same gallantry as before, he opens a door for you and helps you out. Hockey's a rough business, Jules. If you don't get it out, it can eat you up. Both professionally and personally. My problem is more personal. I always thought that my grand romance was just around the corner. You can think of how confused and conflicted you've been feeling lately. But now I'm afraid it'll never happen for me. When my marriage ended, I thought that part of me died forever. He pauses to look at you, his gaze as dark and intense as the night sky. But I'm starting to realize that I wasn't... it was the marriage that was the problem, it was the person I chose. Your breath catches as you look at him, a question in your eyes. Laurie? In life and work, what you need is someone you can count on. His gaze bores deeply and meaningfully into yours. A friend, a shoulder to cry on, someone you can trust to have your back no matter what. As if on cue, his hand slides up your back. He feels so warm and inviting and so right. I can be that man for you, Jules, if you'll let me. Everything about this moment feels so right that you wrap your arms around his torso and let yourself fall into the strong safety of him. What about you? Don't you need someone like that too? He leans in and touches his nose to yours. Not tonight. Tonight I'm here to make you feel better, no matter what it takes. His lips whisper over yours, tentatively first, and then gaining in urgency. You sigh and cling to him, opening your mouth to let him in. The light graze, the gentle nibbling of his mouth gives way to a hungry sweep of his tongue. His hold on you tightens until your whole body is crushed against his. Will you let me make you feel better, Jules? You slide your hands down his body until you reach his ass. He's already straining against you, his breath ragged as you pull his hips flush against you. As you groan and try to focus, he begins pressing a line of kisses down your jaw and along your throat. He shows no sign of stopping as the wet heat of his mouth continues to move lower. I can't believe this is finally happening. Me, Laurie, and my empty apartment, just waiting for us both. Keep things short and sweet. You fist your hand in the front of his shirt and practically drag him to your bedroom. Someone's feeling a little impatient. This is your fault for making me wait so long. You push him into the bed as you both give into the heat of the moment and release all the built-up tension of the past few years. See, it's just, you pay for the diamond scene and it's just details, versus, look, it's gonna happen anyway. Later, you saw happily as you nestle into his embrace, neither one of you making a move to get up. Laurie, that was... I know, it was a long time coming and well worth the wait. He presses a kiss to your forehead before pulling you even tighter against his body, your legs tangled together under the sheets. Which reminds me, what are you doing next weekend? Why? Are you hoping to be invited back to my bed? I wouldn't decline that, but actually I was hoping you'd agree to be my +1 at Jameson's wedding. You sit up with a jolt, the sheets slipping away, leaving your body bare. Jameson? You mean the Seattle Blades? We hate that team. They're the reason we lost the championship last year. I know, but I've faced off against Jameson so many times now that we're more friends than rivals. You could say that we're just two future Hall of Famers who respect each other's game. And you want to go to his wedding with me? I was on the fence about it, but now... He flips himself over so that he's braced above you, his body pressed deliciously into yours. I can't think of anything better than waltzing in there with you on my arm. He leans in to kiss you again, and this time with slow, lazy patience of a man who has all night. You give in more than one way. In that case, I'm all yours. The next day, Laurie drives you back to work as promised. He looks as if he wants to kiss you goodbye, but settles for a smile instead. Have a good day at work, Jules. I have to get in there, or Coach is going to kill me with a dulled skate blade. Well, then get going. Oh, you wouldn't want that. You watch as he grabs his gear and heads into the ring. On the way in, you notice him passing by Hunter, who's standing at the entrance holding a duffel bag. You duck out of Laurie's car and head to your own, but you're pretty sure Hunter saw you. I'll just lay low until the coast is clear. You count the minutes, but you don't see Hunter anywhere until a voice behind you sounds. Hey, Jules, I was going to see how long you'd hide from me, but I got tired of waiting. Yep. See, women play games like that, man. I'm serious. It shouldn't matter. He knows you're into the guy. Hunter, you scared me. A cry escapes you as you turn to find Hunter standing only a few inches away. Sheesh, give a girl a heart attack, why don't you? Sorry, that was the last thing I wanted to do to your heart. Before you can respond, he reaches in the duffel bag to pull out a huge bouquet of flowers. Are those for me? No, they're for Laurie. Yeah, I figured I owe you a pretty big apology. And an even bigger promise. Aren't you gonna ask about me about Laurie? That depends. Are you gonna ask me what my promise is? Your mouth suddenly feels too dry to speak. You're talking about 3 times its normal size. Hunter sees you struggle and smiles. I'm not done fighting for you. That's not what you said yesterday in the locker room. He pauses, at least having the decency to look ashamed of himself. I'm sorry about that. When your body's not right, and neither is your head. Clearly not. You were acting strange all week. I'm not gonna apologize for working hard to get what I want. I'll never do that, but you deserve better than me, or from me. Something about his stark honesty breaks through your annoyance. You really messed with my heart. I don't share that part of myself with very many people, Hunter. You really hurt my feelings. I know. That's why I'm asking you to give me a second chance. He nods down at the flowers, his voice dropping to a low rumble. We want the same things in life. Careers can be fragile, bodies can be fragile, and most of all, love can be fragile. Love? But people, you, I, we throw ourselves into those things anyway. The longer you stand there, the more you find yourself wavering. He sounds sincere, and he's not wrong about the similarities between you. The one thing Hunter would never do is spend half a decade thinking things over before making a move. He goes after what he wants. Let me make it up to you at Jameson's wedding. Be my +1. Ha ha! You're screwed. I don't know. I know it's a lot to ask, but we deserve another chance. You think of the comfort you finally found in Laurie's arms. How much easier it is to deal with Hunter, who never shies away from the hard conversations. He ignored you for a week. And he never shies away from the hard conversations. Ignores for a week. Brother in Christ. Hunter can be a jerk, but at least he's an honest jerk. I can respect that. You draw in a deep breath and nod. Okay, I'll do it. You don't realize what you've just done until he breaks out into a beaming smile. Thanks, Jules. You won't regret this. Except I might. I promised to be the +1 for 2 different people at the same event. It's because you're an idiot. Before I gotta say what I gotta say, please remember that if you did enjoy my content, to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. But aside from that, she's an idiot. I'm just gonna make this short and sweet today. I don't understand this book at all. I don't understand this. Again, so, no matter what, and it's not just this book, no matter what, the choices don't matter. You could have made it short and sweet, and just, here's a kiss, goodbye, thanks for dropping me off, Laurie, have a nice one, didn't pick the diamond choice. No, we still go up to the bedroom and hook up. Something tells me that if you turn down the shower scene, it still would have probably happened with Hunter. Like, it just without the details. Like, it just... Again, I don't like being forced into a relationship that I actually don't want anything to do with, right? I understand initially due to the story, we were, taking Hunter, and like he knew the whole stipulation, right? I'm looking to make Lori jealous, and then he'll come into my arms or he won't, right? Lori, he came, he did, he saw, you've hooked up, you've done Bound Chick Wow Wow. Okay, this is where you look at Hunter and go, you knew this was the guidelines, right? You knew this was the rules. I need to dedicate myself to one person. This book, I can already tell, isn't going to let us see and be like, yo, I want Hunter and Lori. I doubt it. Just as a person who, again, has chosen sometimes the open relationship kind of path and other things, right? It's more or less just so you guys could experience things, right? That's more or less what it is. If you remember, there was a time and a point where we weren't able to do that, so I chose one person to love at a time, right? Endless Summer, Freshman, like every single one, I've picked one specific person and then just went away. That was it. All the other ones, right? Like you would do diamond scenes or whatnot. Or actually, I used to not pick all the diamond scenes. That's the thing. So I'm only doing this because I'm having to be forced to pay for VIP, which what the hell would I use my diamonds for, right? But there's just sometimes, even with this book, that just I'm not going to pick every single diamond because I'm just not interested in Hunter. They're forcing it on us, and I don't like that. Like, again, you and Lori have had a thing for a very long time, and now you're finally enabling it, and finally Lori is enabling it too. Why in the actual hell would you suddenly go, I got a thing with Lori, but hey, Hunter's in the picture. I'm going to go screw two guys. Like, anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.